I thought we could do our second annual NordCast mock draft. So what's funny is we did three of these last year. We did one in April, we did one in May, and we did one in June. We did one in January of this past year. We have not done one since. We're going to be doing one probably at the beginning of June and probably one at the end of June as well. Now, one thing that I must say about this draft class is that it's a little bit weaker than some of the other ones that we have covered here on this podcast. So I do want to tell you guys that to keep it in mind. But Carter, I'm going to be a nice guy here and give you the first overall pick in this draft as your dog is barking up a storm up there. Carter, who are you picking first overall going to the New York Islanders in this draft?
Well, I mean, that's a great question. I have the Philadelphia Flyers trading up for the first pick. They are going to send the remnants of Nolan Patrick.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No, I'm kidding. New York Islanders, they need defense. I think a little bit more than offense. I think that they need a guy that they can pair with Noah Dobson. So they're going to take Matthew Schaefer first overall. I think that he's the best defenseman in this class by a mile. There's like literally no other defenseman that's really close to him at all. And when you can get an elite defenseman really early, take him.
There's a couple other D-man who you could look at in that remark, but nobody comes close to the Matthew Schaefer. Nobody comes close to him. So I 100% get that. Number 2, second overall, to the San Jose Sharks for me. I think this is an obvious pick there as well. You got to go with Michael Misa. Forward from Saginaw Spirit. Again, Carter, you will agree with me here. The World Juniors feel like it's a lifetime ago. But I got to say, it is a goddamn shame and a goddamn tragedy that he didn't make that World Junior team. It's actually insane. Like, looking at it now.
Didn't make it is one thing. Didn't get a fucking invite is another thing.
Yes, he didn't even get an invite, I don't think.
All right. I guess I'm up next. This would usually be the time that Jack would step in, but he's not here. So who can I take that is way down my draft board to just ruin them?
Yeah, to mess with Jack, who's a Blackhawks fan, by the way.
Yeah. I think for Chicago, they need someone that they can put on the wing. Or down the middle. They need two guys here. I'm going to say that they are not completely sold on Connor Bedard down the middle. So I am going to have them take James Haggins. And I think that he's going to play down the middle. I think he's about the same age as the other guy I was going to take, but I don't know. Connor Bedard just seems like not as strong in the center position, and I think he might be a little bit better suited on the wing. James Haggins was pretty good in the faceoff dot, I'm pretty sure, at Boston College. And I think he also played wing a little bit too, with Leonard and Perreault. So we'll see what happens with him, but he could play on the center or the wing, but I think he's going to be a great fit with Connor Bedard.
Yeah, Haggins was ideally looked at there as the number 1 overall pick at one point, and just seeing how guys like Schaefer and Misa have played, it's kind of definitely made his value go down a little bit, and just overall in Boston College hasn't really looked that great. He's looked good, but hasn't looked as good as like a player who is first overall caliber. Maybe that's just because the draft is weak. But overall there for me, I just think that Haggins, good center, is a high-tier second-line center, a mid-tier first-line center. He looks good. He would be a good center there alongside Connor Bedard. I like that take, though. We'll see how the Blackhawks fans feel about that. 4th overall, then, for me, I am going to go with Anton Frondell, who actually went 7th overall back in January. Frondell is also a center heading off to Utah. He is from Frölunda HC. I think for Utah, you have to go with the center here. You got to go with the center because you have Logan Cooley as your first-line guy. You have Barrett Hayton as your second-line center, and that's just not good enough for me, in my opinion. That is just not good enough for me. So, honestly, they need to get better at that second-line spot. I know you have Tija Ginla coming up there, too, as probably your second- or third-line center there, too. Maybe they stray away from that a little bit just because, you want to stick with Tej and give him the second-line center role. But for me, Anton Frundell, I have no problem with him there at 4th overall.
All right, well, I guess I got 5th. This is a pick that has kind of been bouncing between my mind. I would say that they should go Porter Martone here, but I don't think that they will. I think that they're going to go with Caleb Desnoyers. Um, he's not a big guy. Oh, he's 6'2", so he's like a foot shorter than Porter Martone, but he's about 35 pounds lighter. I think that they could use a little bit more speed on that group, especially because they do have a lot of big guys. And I mean, 6'2", 172. I mean, he's a pretty fast skater. He's got a really good shot. I've liked what I've seen out of Caleb Desnoyers. I think that he is going to be a really big riser. So yeah, I'm going to take Caleb Desnoyers with that pick. I like him a lot.
Hey, I like that. Desnoyers, you see 4 straight centers going here. This is the draft of centers. Ironically enough, he is Elliot Desnoyers' brother, who is in Philadelphia, which is why I would not be shocked if he's there at 6. The Flyers pick him. But anywho, we're at Philadelphia's pick at 6. Carter, me and you are both Flyers fans. So let's talk it over here a little bit. What are you thinking?
There's no take the guy.
Porter?
Take Porter. I know he's not a center, and it would be really nice to have a center. But I do really like Porter Martone. I do like Porter Martone. I did kind of just let him slip to 5 just so Philly could get him for the sake of this mock draft and to make me feel really happy.
Well, okay.
I do think Porter Martone's a really good player. He's 6'3", 207. He's a big body. And he's like unbelievable too. It'd be nice to have him on a line with Mishkov, because Mishkov's a lefty, right? Or plays left wing?
Michkov, yes, he is a left wing, I believe.
So that would be really nice to have Mishkov on the left, Martone on the right. Be a really good 1-2 punch, especially because they both have really good shots. And Martone, yeah, Martone's a big boy, and he'd be really nice to have out there to protect Mishkov as well. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure he's like probably going to commit to like Penn State or something. He got offered, or Michigan. He got offered like a bag, like I think $250,000.
Yeah, Martone to Penn State was the offer, and that'd be pretty awesome if he commits to Penn State, and then as well as that too gets drafted by the Flyers. So like you're basically in Pennsylvania. Just a 3-hour drive away from Philadelphia. You can go meet up with Briere. You can go see Phantoms games. You can even go see Royals games, even though nobody wants to see the Royals. That's the team that I work for. Overall, I think that would be a very good pick there for the Flyers at 6th overall.
All right. So 7th overall here. To the Boston Bruins. They could use a lot of everything, man. I don't know exactly what they don't need. So I'm going to have them take a forward here. A forward that I've been really high on, who I think could be a great late round riser, especially with the breakout of his brother. I'm going to think that they're going to take Victor Eklund here. I'm a big fan of Eklund. I think I've said this a few times with you. I am out of breath. I really like Victor Eklund. I'm really high on him. I think he's going to be really, really solid. I think they're going to go Victor Eklund. Now kind of looking at it, like, doesn't make a whole lot of sense to really have him and Pasternak's a left winger too, but at the same time, you could throw him on the right side. And also he'd be a great player to learn from. Pasternak would be. So yeah, I think Victor Eklund would be a great guy. He's a good goal scorer too. Really good goal scorer. He's got a nice shot. Watching him in the World Juniors, he was really impressive.
Sure. All right, 8th overall here, going now to the Seattle Kraken. We have, I think they need to draft a defenseman. That's the number one thing. I am going to go with Radim Mertka. I'm actually not sure where he's from. I need to look that up.
Seattle WHL.
Oh, he's from the Thunder. Oh, so that works out perfectly. Yeah, so he's from Seattle with the Thunderbirds. He's one of the more underrated risers in this draft. And I think that Seattle, they needed a defensive prospect. They can't just be messing with Jagger Furcus or whatever. If they go with another forward, I will lose my mind, honestly. So wild stuff there if they go with another forward. But Radim Merker there at 8th overall. I like him as a good, solid two-way type of defender, and I think that overall that'd be a good move there for the Kraken.
I agree. I guess I'm up here with the Buffalo Sabres. My kind of draft pick for them depends on what they do with Bowen Byram. I think if they keep Bowen Byram, they're going to go forward. If they don't, I think they're going to go defenseman. I'm going to use this as they're going to keep Bowen Byram. And with this pick, they could probably use a little bit of center help. So I'm going to take Jake O'Brien with this pick out of Brantford, 6'2", 170. Again, kind of like a similar build to Caleb Desnoyers. Put up like almost same goal totals with like 10 more games, but he had a lot of assists. 32 goals, 66 assists, almost broke 100 points. I was quite impressed with him, especially in the OHL, and he looks pretty solid in a few games that I kind of caught.
Yeah, O'Brien, where's he from again? I'm sorry.
Brantford.
Brantford. Oh, yeah, the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, O'Brien, probably the next best center, in my opinion. He might be a real riser there, too. He might end up going up and bumping up to around 6th or 7th overall. I could see him as somebody who goes to that Philadelphia spot at 6th overall, but if Porter Martone's there, you got to go with him, honestly. 10th overall for me, you go to Anaheim then up next. I am going to run with Jackson Smith, another defenseman there. Smith is from Tri-City. I believe he was in our list in the mock we did like 5 months ago or whatever. I think Smith, talented defenseman, the next best guy up. Anaheim has too many forwards. They got too many offensive defensemen there as well. I think getting a guy like Jackson Smith is the right player there for Anaheim for sure. And then 11th overall in Pittsburgh. What are you thinking?
11th overall to Pittsburgh. There's a guy that I'm really high on in Carter Bear, but I think with his injury, I think he's going to slide down a lot. I was a big fan of Carter Bear. He was someone I was really looking forward to in the postseason, but I'm going to take a guy who started off this season really hot and then got injured, and that kind of sucked for him. I'm going to take Roger McQueen. I think that he had probably the most potential this year to have an absolutely nuclear year, and he got hurt right at the start and couldn't really do that. But I'm going to take Roger McQueen here. He's a pure goal scorer, exactly what they should be looking for in this kind of era, especially with Rutger McGroarty and everything like that. So
that does it would be kind of cool if that feels like Rutger McGroarty and Roger McQueen. Like those are like some wicked names right there. I know you don't like Rutger McGroarty, but that's a pretty wicked name with Roger McQueen there as well for sure. At 12th overall for me, going to the Rangers. I've been balancing back and forth with this pick with a couple of other picks there as well, just kind of thinking about what I want to go for here. I am going to run with, let me just pull it up here real quick. I'm going to go with Brady Martin from the Sioux Greyhounds. I think he's a center, I'm pretty sure. Martin, one of the risers in this draft as well, is somebody who I'm looking forward to see where he's going to go in this draft. And again, just a guy who can play good on both sides of the rink, is a very good 1-2 punch type of player. And yeah, the Rangers getting him is a damn tragedy, but is what it is.
Yeah. I'm up next. Detroit Red Wings here. I think that they need a defenseman. So I am going to have them take a defenseman. I think that they're going to go Logan Hensler here. Right defenseman out of Wisconsin, 6'2", 196. Didn't really put up a lot of points, but Wisconsin was not really that amazing of a team.
They haven't been good since college was there.
Yeah, honestly. Which kind of sucks for them. But I still think that he was pretty good. He's a pretty solid defensive kind of defenseman. Only really had 2 goals on the year, but I mean, for a defenseman in college, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, for sure. I like Hensler there. Good pick for sure. Again, it's kind of fallen off a little bit. Probably goes a little later, in my opinion, but I wouldn't hate it there at Detroit's pick. He's from Wisconsin. That's close to Michigan, close enough. So I wouldn't hate that at all. 14th overall then to Columbus. I am going to go with, as I look through my list here to see if we've missed anybody. I don't think so far. So I'm going to go with Malcolm Spence. I like Malcolm Spence a lot. He just committed to Michigan, and Columbus loves their Michigan guys. And definitely, I would not be shocked if that ends up happening. Spence, good forward, good offensively, has put up some good numbers there too. He's a more of a long-term type of player, but if you're Columbus, hey, I don't really hate that, to be honest with you. So that's who I'm taking there at 14th. And then 15th overall, Carter, with your last pick in this draft, who you got?
All right. Well, my last pick in this draft, I can't leave him off my board because I'm so high on this guy. I think he's going to pan out really nicely. Carter Bear to the Vancouver Canucks. An absolutely horrible injury, just a brutal way to kind of end his season. So my heart breaks for him, not because his name's also Carter.
Yeah.
But man, telling you play for the Everett Silvertips and their logo's a bear and your last name's Bear, like that's so awesome. Anyways, that's besides the point. He's a really good player. He had 40 goals, 42 assists through 56 games this year. I'm really high on this kid. I think he's going to be absolutely unbelievable to whatever team lands him. I really, really hope he somehow falls all the way to Philly in their later first round picks because, oh, I would just absolutely love that. I think he's an unbelievable player. So Carter Bear is going to be my 15th overall selection.
Hey, I wouldn't hate that either, to be honest with you. At my last pick here at 16th overall, Montreal, they have 2 picks in a row after this. 17th overall, they obviously have there too. We'll do a more extended one in a couple of weeks from now, but I am going to go with Kashawn Aitchison. So this is a little bit of an interesting player. This is somebody who has kind of rised up on boards. He is mean. He's like, I'm trying to think of a mean defenseman. He's a guy who's a hard hitting. He's a heavy hitter. He can also score you some offense there as well. He's mean. And I think Montreal getting him to be alongside Lane Hudson, who we've seen kind of get hit around and pushed around a little bit during this season, I think that could be really good there for Montreal. So Kashawn Aitchison there at 16th overall. And that is our mock draft. Our first one post-lottery. A couple of guys that we definitely missed out on that I want to give shout-outs to. Lyndon Yakovic, Justin Carbonneau, Braden Coots, and then as well as that too, Jack Nesbitt as well is another guy that I want to give a shout-out there as well. And that is our mock draft here for this one. And that is it for NordCast.